Okay, hi everybody, it's me, Banka922. Sorry for the delay on this because I've been playing. In case you're under a rock, there's this game called Helldivers 2. Yeah, I've been playing it a lot. Sorry about that. But anyway, anime time. Magical High School. This episode. Oh my god, this episode. This episode can be classified as being like a retread from season 1. But unlike season 1, this is shown in a little bit different light. If anybody doesn't know, with season 1 Magical High School, Irregular Magic High School, Tatsuya fights his Hattori, the vice president. He cleans his clock and, he's able to, go and be part of the disciplinary committee, and you know how that goes down. But in this instance, in this episode, it has to do this guy. This guy is an interesting character because he ends up fighting 2 people, well, 3 people, I should say, and he loses both times. And after it's over, it's like, oh, we're going to have another fight? Like, what? Another match? What? But let's get into the nitty-gritty here. So this was episode, I believe it was, 1 second, 4. So this was episode 4, Double 7, part 4. Now, it starts with Tatsuya, believe it or not, in this newly crazy-looking armor he has, taking out anti-magic, from the anti-magic group, basically. The group that's spreading propaganda about the, they're basically trying to make people who use magic look bad. And they kidnap this girl, and then Tatsuya just rolls in and just, just it's disintegration. Right? Oh, God. I'm never going to get tired of seeing him do this. It's like, this dude is just like, I still am trying to figure out at what point in this series are we going to find somebody who could actually take out Tatsuya? And so far we haven't. Well, actually, we almost did in this episode, but that's a completely different story. So he takes out these dudes, and he notices in the back, when he's talking to the the military, his superior, that girl, that woman from season 1 and 2. He notices they have a blimp, and they're going to fire rockets. He disintegrates them too. I'm trying to not go too crazy with this show because there's a lot of mumbo jumbo with, scientific, magical lingo, and, I don't really. But we have that in the beginning of the episode. After that, there's an altercation with Surgooses again. And this guy, whose name I will get up. What the hell's this guy's name again? Always forget names. Ah, yes, Shimpo Takuma. Well, he has an altercation with one of the Surgooses. More importantly, Kasumi. Now, he's the one who starts it, and eventually it gets stopped by the dude who had an altercation with Tatsuya in season 1, Murasaki. So Murasaki basically just, stops it, and then they go in front of Hattori, of the one who's in charge of the disciplinary committee, and Tatsuya's there too. So I just love the fact that Tatsuya's first thing's like, yeah, they need to fight. They need to have a match. They have a deep-seated grudge. Basically, it's the grudge between the Surgooses and Takumi's family. So now he decides to say that he wants to have a match with not only Kasumi, but her sister. So both of the Sagusa sisters. Because he says that's the only way I can actually come out on top. Because if I fight only one of them, then I'm not getting their full power. Because if they fight together, they're more powerful. So they have the match. This was insane. And the thing is that they have the match, and Tatsuya at some point stops the match. It was a crazy match because they have this technique, this magical spell, the Sagusas, where they could literally remove the oxygen in the air. And that's what literally is going on. Now, eventually what happens is Takuma, he does this thing called Million Edge, which is basically, I think, pages from his book. And he's able to manipulate them in a way, and he was going to shred right into them. And at that point, they were using this heat spell, but Tatsuya's like, okay, that's enough. And Takuma's really pissed off and said that, oh, if you continued, you would have gored them. They would have been dead. And he calls Tatsuya a weed. I was like, dude, wrong word to say in front of Miyuki. And I really thought Miyuki's and the weird about that part was, I thought Miyuki's the one who hit him. No, it was somebody completely different. And I was like, who's this guy? I had to actually really think about it. And we're like, oh, he's the guy from season 1 who was in a 9 school competition, high school competition, who I don't remember his name. Anyway, the guy who hit him when he called Tatsuya a weed and everything in between, if I can find his name, was Hagane Tomosuke. So Tomosuke is pissed off at Takuma and decides that we're going to have a match. So they have a match. Takuma gets wiped. He gets wiped. He gets completely wiped. And Hagane wants to put him on the side against the wall, but he wants to make sure he's conscious. And now he's going to go to Tatsuya and ask him to have a match. I was like, what? Really? Okay. But surprisingly enough, this wasn't like, no, this was a pretty close match. See, the problem is that Tomosuke, he uses martial arts. So this was more close than it seemed. But still, our boy, Tatsuya, took care of business. But it was a crazy match. I was like, holy crap. Going through, because he had that Graham demolition. But you see, Tomokatsu, sorry if I butchered that name, he uses it as a contact type. So it's almost like a freaking Dragon Ball Z shit. It's like an aura around his body. And he's going in, oh my God, I was like, holy shit. Eventually, Tatsuya gets a punch in, and he takes him out. It was insane. And freaking Takuma's sitting there like a shocked face on his face. So, it was, and then after the match is over, he runs out because he realizes how powerless he is. How are they so strong? He's punching a tree, and then all of a sudden, Katsumi shows up, Sagusa, and puts a bandage around his hand, and she explains to him how they're strong because they're strong. So, and they probably worked hard to get strong, and you worked hard to get strong, and he just says, damn it. And that was basically the episode. We do get an extra scene. This is just the aunt, the Atsuba's. Her butler, Hayama, is asking her about Tatsuya and the fact that will he ever betray us? And she just retorts it by saying, no, he won't, because his duty is to protect Miyuki. And he would never betray Miyuki. and Yuki will never betray us. But then she goes on to saying to him that we have to make sure she becomes the head of the Yatsumas. And then she said, "Oh, I have something in mind." So there's a lot of different little facets here and there. I should also mention the guy who stopped the fight originally, um, Murasaki, Tatsuya. Tatsuya brings up a point, and he just like snickers because he realizes, oh yeah, that's what I did. It was funny. But there was a scene with the guy who was going to be seemingly the villain of the story. The hell is his name? Sorry, I search names. But basically, he is going to be yeah, he's going to be the villain. It seems to be anyway. But basically, what happened is he realizes that his subordinates were taken out. Yeah, Zhao, Gongjing. They were taken out, and he's like, "Oh, no sympathy for my subordinates." So basically, he's connected to the anti-magic movement that is going on in this season. So, but that was basically the episode. Overall, I have to give this a 10 out of 10. This was impressive to say the least, because it was interesting to see it on the other foot now. Now, Tatsuya is the one who is in a sort of position to actually teach the next generation, or I would say the new students, season one, the year 1 and year 2 students. And let's not sugarcoat this at all. This guy, what's his name? So bad with names. Hagane? Tomosuka? Tomosuka was very close and taking out Tatsuya. But the funny thing was, in that fight, which I found so ridiculous, was Tatsuya on purpose took a hit so he could have an advantage. Overall, 10 out of 10 for this one. I really enjoyed this episode. I got to catch up on a lot of shows that I haven't really decided. I got a lot of backed up animes to review as far as anime series reviews are concerned, but I haven't decided exactly what am I doing anime series review are for the spring towards the end. There are some. There's one so far. Mysterious Disappearances. I might review that. But as far as the rest are concerned, we'll see. But this is Bobcat 22. Tatsuya almost lost! But a boy did not lose. He did not lose. Came out on top. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.